presentation of BFA Sports.
Football, for me personally, means a lot. I get excited every morning coming out here practicing with my team, and I just think that if I didn't have football, I wouldn't be as happy as I am now.
What football mean to me is like you gotta be compassionate, you gotta be physical, you gotta stay focused, always work hard. You always have to grind every day, make sure you stay fit.
Our guys, we put in a lot of effort. I mean, coach is on us every day about effort, and we don't even get talked to about our dedication. Everybody pretty much shows up when they need to show up, and we're all lifting, always doing their thing.
Practice is just like a game. Every time you gotta get to the field, do it hard. When you practice, it's just like a game. You gotta keep going hard, you gotta keep doing what you have to do, and just stay focused all the time.
And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Hammonton Football here on BFA Sports, live at the Battle at the Beach. Mike Gill and Doug Stasuk, as here come the Blue Devils to start the 2023 season, led by All-State running back Kenny Smith and 32-letter winners. The Blue Devils look to be one of the top teams in South Jersey, and they have a tough test today with St. John Vianney here in Ocean City. Doug, it should be a good one, but everybody wants to see what the junior season for Kenny Smith will look like.
Yeah, well, some people call him the Jet. Little bit of homage to, of course, Kenny Smith, NBA legend, but this guy is absolutely electric. Over 1,800 yards for his last campaign. Coach is saying, hey, he's got to try to raise the bar. Do it even bigger and better. If you talk to Kenny, he refers to the backfield as thunder and lightning. So he's not a guy that likes to do this all alone, wants to definitely rally up the rest of the troops, including his backfield mate, Justin Dowdy.
All right, offensive line pretty strong here. They got 32-letter winners back. On the flip side, St. John Vianney lost 15-letter winners on their side of the ball, 15 graduates for them. They run a spread offense, a 4-2-5 look on the defensive side of the ball. This is a team that went 5-5. They lost to St. Augustine in the playoffs last year. Very young, but they're hoping for bigger things this season after a 5-5 year last year.
Yeah, they're getting ready for the season in a big way. You mentioned St. Augustine lost the playoffs. They get together, end up scrimmaging each other, had a bit of a tri-jamboree. St. Thomas Aquinas also part of that mix. So they're coming in here trying to be a bit battle-tested, give some of the younger guys maybe a few more reps getting ready for this season that they didn't have to finish the last. But, you know, Mike, they're one of those prestigious teams throughout South Jersey that they just tend to regenerate.
Yeah, Luca Minardo is their senior running back. Danny Rocco Sosa is a linebacker. They are very excited about here, and they're a team that had a couple of back-to-back shutout wins last year. So they're a team that hopes to have a good defensive effort today against an always tough Hammonton team. It's Hammonton, and it is the Lancers from St. John Vianney, and it's here on BFA Sports. We have the entire Hammonton season for you. The kickoff today on a beautiful day. It was pouring rain. Mainland beat Washington Township 26-7 in the opener, and it was pouring rain at times during that game. Here we got a bright sunny sky with the Ferris wheel beach backdrop on a perfect day to start the football season off here, as Hammonton will receive the kick dressed in blue. Both teams kind of going with that Michigan style of helmet. St. John dressed in white, black, and yellow. Hammonton in the blue and the white. They will receive the kickoff as we are about to start things. Game number 2 at the Battle at the Beach.
Yeah, it's funny, Mike. I was stressing last night getting ready for the game. Who's home, who's away? We're at a neutral field, and it doesn't really matter on the football scoreboard.
It doesn't, but I tell you, in the game 1, Mainland was the home team, but they elected to stay on the visitor sideline. Chuck Smith said, we're not going on Ocean City's sideline. No way.
Bad mojo.
No, and they did that last year as well. They stood on the opposite sideline. I imagine Vianney would be the road team here. Hammonton, the home team, if you're looking at the scoreboard here in Ocean City. The kick is off, and we are rocking and rolling. Isaiah Moore takes it back at around the 5, crosses the 10, out to the 20, to the 35, the 30, and that's where the Blue Devils will start things off for the 2023 season. Jim Rosso's 9th season, or 10th season, 9 years. Boy, 9 years he's already been here with the Blue Devils, and he just kept the program churning.
No, Frank Fusatola, the legendary coach, he also joined the staff this year trying to help out behind the scenes. And, you know, there's just so many fundamentals that are ironed into the heads of these Blue Devils, and what a coaching staff they have.
Blue Devils start with trips to the far side. Send a man in motion to the near side of the field. They're going to hand it off. And getting big yardage on first down out to around the 40. Might have been a first down run there. It's Kenny Smith.
Yep, go right to Kenny Smith. Left side, good push by the big line of Hammonton. Already synchronized blocking, something the coaching staff loves to see.
Drew Craig is the quarterback for the Blue Devils. They like to run behind Christian Medina up on that offensive front. You'll see a lot of Smith. He's wearing 3. Craig, shotgun, man in motion to the far side of the field. Takes the high snap, hands it to Smith. Off the right side on second down and short, gets the first down. Out to around, across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for Hammonton. Opening stages of this first quarter at the Battle at the Beach. Blue Devils moving right to left on your television screen. Dressed in blue and white are the Blue Devils for this opening season game. Drew Craig, the junior, 5'10" quarterback. You see big number 77 on that left tackle side as well, Cameron Bordeaux. Craig in a shotgun. Offset eye in the backfield. Smith slowly in motion to the near side. Takes the snap high. Now a little counter inside. Smith bounces to the outside, and he is wrapped up and thrown out of bounds on the far sideline. Nice play. Looks like Nicolo Acleone made the stop.
Yeah, good work trying to utilize the sideline on the short side of the field. Linebackers shift over towards the Hammonton sideline and nowhere to go.
Brings up 2nd and 9. The 42, their own 42. Craig in a shotgun. Takes the snap high, ball fake, rolls to the near side. Throwing, got a man, and it is incomplete through the arms of Jaden Smith. One-on-one coverage in the secondary there by Dirk Hohenkirk.
Yeah, really good job defensively here by St. John Vianney. You'll see him go all the way down the sideline and just run with him right in his back hip pocket, and well contested.
Brings up 3rd down and 9 for Hammonton, so they go to the air on 2nd down. Little play action rollout there for Craig. And there's a flag, it looks like, on the play, which was on the near sideline, kind of hidden from us there. The St. John's team kind of must have been standing in front of that flag. So with the flag and the penalty, Hammonton's going to get a first down and big yards. It must have been a personal foul penalty.
Yeah, more importantly, now cross over the 50-yard line into enemy territory here, and now a slot left formation.
Sends a man in motion to the far side of the field. Hands off to Smith up the middle. Busts in a tackle. Breaks one out to the 30. And picks up near first down yardage.
You know, going back to the old school Hammonton wing T offensive set, they did pick up the first down. And, you know, this motion is something that really, when you're a young linebacker, sometimes it's hard to get that read because you pay so much attention to the guard. You get hypnotized, and exactly what happened. Smith comes back and gashes.
So 1st down and 10, so he did pick up the first down. 2 receivers to the far side, tight to the near. Sends a man in motion. Hands to the motion man, and nowhere to go. Nicolo Acleone got him again and pulls down Ethan Peterson in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, I just talked about how you need to read when you're a linebacker. You see the first guard move, and he did a nice job filling the actual gap and getting right at the point of attack for a big loss.
2nd down for Hammonton after the loss on the play. So 2 big plays in the game by Nicolo Acleone. Sets up a 2nd down and about 15. Back and around the 35-yard line. Shotgun formation for Hammonton. 4 wide receivers tight to the far side of the field. Sends a man in motion. Peterson steps up, fires, and it is complete over the middle and around the 20. Still on its feet at the 15. Inside is a nice catch there by Jaden Smith. And it's a 1st down and more for Hammonton.
Well, you know, Mike, Eagles fans appreciate a little RPO look to it. Hits him on the slant, coming right across the seam. finds the gap. St. John's Vianney likes to sit back in a 4-2 defense, and that's the way that you got to do it. You attack between the hashes, and he was able to find a lane, and a nice strike for a big first down.
Pitch and catch there. So first completion, Drew Craig is complete to Jaden Smith. 1st and 10 for Hammonton. Ball inside the 15. Craig in a shotgun. 2 receivers to the near side. Hands off to Smith. Bounces to the inside. Bounces and picks up some more yardage as he gets up around the 5-yard line.
Not stopping. You're going to continue to attack between the tackles, move through the middle of the field. St. John Vianney hasn't had much of an answer except for 1 or 2 plays thus far defensively, so got to give credit to that Hammonton offensive line, getting a big push up front.
Ball resting on the 5. 7:54 and counting. Hammonton's first drive of the season. A big play. Craig to Smith for the first down, has this drive inside enemy territory. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the near side. High snap, pitches it to Smith. Smith is going to waltz his way in for the first Blue Devils touchdown of 2023 for Kenny Smith.
Seal the deal, and good things will happen when you attack the edge of the left side. Kenny Smith, Craig was able to keep his cool, pick the ball back up right there off the turf, get it to him, and Smith didn't have much to fight against right there, Mike.
Yeah, it was a high snap, and I don't know if that froze the linebackers or what, but he pitched that ball and basically had free reign into the end zone. Hammonton's on the board first. They lead it 6-0 with the extra point coming, and this is Gavin Kovacs, the kicker. Kick is up, and it is good. So Hammonton on the board. Kovacs puts them up 7-0. Hammonton leads here on BFA Sports.
Pizza Hut's stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
Kenny Smith, a touchdown, 7-0 the score. Hammonton leads St. John Vianney. The Lancers 5-5 a year ago were knocked out of the playoffs by St. Augustine, looking to improve on that 5-5 season. A young team here. We'll get a chance to take a look at their spread offense here in just moments as Hammonton set to kick off. Gavin Kovacs kicked the extra point, and he will kick off for Hammonton.
Hammonton just dominating on that first big series, Mike, and you know, smooth paving right down the field. The road to victory is a smooth one thanks to Bob Capaferi and family at Asphalt Paving Systems. From highways to driveways, that long-lasting shiny seal technology from Asphalt Paving Systems all started in Hammonton.
Kovacs approaches, right foot through the football, high spinning kick short at around the 25-yard line. Picked up with a full head of steam at around the 30. Bounces to the outside. Out, and then a flag comes in. Crosses the 30 and then ripped down on the outside there, but flags are flying there. Tackle made by Andrew Weiner.
Yeah, he had a good lane on the right side of the field. He was headed such a fist in Jersey, as they like to say.
So the flags come a-flying. St. John Vianney, the Lancers, first possession of their season. Joe Marcello, the third-year starting wide receiver, will be a hot target today for this Lancers offense. Their quarterback is Ryan Valley.
Well, we're enjoying the sunshine in more ways than one over here in Ocean City. We're on the visitor side, up on a platform. Can't see anything because it is sunshiny day, so tough to see some of the gear, but nonetheless, taking it all in. And did you know, Mike, solar energy powering this BFA broadcast?
Well, if it was earlier in the day, the rain, we probably wouldn't be on the air. Lancers with the spread. And looks like Hammonton jumped.
Well, Hammonton certainly a little bit anxious there. Going to give him a free 5. And
I mentioned, looks like, Thomas Foley is the quarterback for the Lancers, number 8. Foley, shotgun formation, offset eye in the backfield. And it looks like Hammonton moved again. They didn't throw the flag that time.
Oh.
Handoff up the middle, no, fakes, and into the flat, short, complete into the flat, and a short little pitch and catch there. Luca Minardo is the guy we mentioned at the start of the show. Minardo, one of their key offensive weapons, their running back.
Yeah, well, the defensive end, Joey Gillen, got great push, made it very difficult to try to connect there on that out pass.
Short gain. Actually, it looks like it didn't even get a gain. He looks like he lost yards on that play. So it's 2nd down and 12.
2nd and 4. They got the freebie.
You said we couldn't see. You didn't lie.
I wasn't.
That's right. Handoff off the middle. Breaking tackles. Running through defenders. At the 50 and broken down is Abdul Toure as he had one man to beat.
Well, Kyle Brandt on the NFL Network talks about angry runs, Mike. You square up the shoulder pads, you keep the knees pumping, you find a little bit of a lane, and you finish what they couldn't start.
You see him there on the replay, just had one man to beat. Otherwise, he would have been gone. So Abdul Toure with a big run. 1st and 10, ball at the 50. Foley takes a snap, hands it off, bounces to the outside, across the 40. 1st down yardage, out to the 30. And a big run there by Luca Minardo.
Well, don't look now. A little bit of laundry on the field. You're going to see this on the right end. Again, another fistful of jersey. They were having trouble on the left side before trying to hold Gillen in place, and you'll probably see him here on the replay as he comes around the corner. Just can't necessarily do that. Or you can, just hope you get away with it.
So a hold on the play brings the play back 10 yards. Big loss. That was another 1st down. So they'll walk it all the way back to their own 44-yard line. First and 15. Breaks the huddle with trips to the far side. Minardo in the backfield, Foley under center. Turns, hands, quick inside hand up. Minardo out to about the 50, and he gets back to around the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, listen, a good call here. Try to spread them out with a bit of a trips formation on the left, open up a running lane, get a good chunk, and now you're almost back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll make it 2nd and about 10 and a half.
Right around midfield for the Lancers. 5:37 and counting. They trail it 7-0 here on BFA Sports. Hammonton scored on their first possession of the season. The Lancers with theirs. Split trips to the far side, one to the near. Minardo in the backfield, offset eye. Foley in a shotgun. Takes the snap high, fires. It's complete. Bobbled, caught at the 40, breaks the tackle at the 30. One man to beat, down to the 15-yard line. And the Lancers get a big play. Dante Campagna with the pitch and catch from Foley, and the Lancers are inside enemy territory.
Nah, this is exactly just answer their bell. You got to go right back down the field. You try to suck in the backs. They come up, and you just beat them right down the middle of the field, and just will.
Good concentration. He bobbled that ball and then corralled it and took off. And then, boy, he just ran through a couple of tackles to get the 1st down and more. Ball resting at the 15-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Lancers. Foley in a shotgun, sends a man in motion. He stops in the backfield midway. Snaps the hands off Minardo, and he is hit and brought down in the backfield quickly. Joey Gillen, the senior, making the stop, reads that play really well.
Gillen, frequent flyer in the backfield. He's been a tough person to contain early in this contest, and one that they've had to account for. Could be a reason that they're trying to float towards the left side of the field, Mike.
Loss of 1.5 on the play. 2nd down and 11 for St. John. Vianney dressed in white with yellow helmets, black trim. Tom Foley breaks the huddle. He sends Dakari Carter far to the far side of the field. Split wide. Here to the near side is Joe Marcello, their 3-year starter. One-on-one on the outside. Foley takes the snap. He's looking for that one-on-one matchup, and it's nearly picked off. Jaden Smith was there, but they were looking for Marcello on the outside.
Yeah, Jaden Smith with a good read. Ended up just stepping right in front of the lane and could have been a pick six.
So they had the one-on-one coverage they want, but a little zone look there from the safety who slid down and helped out. Made that a tight window. Good play by Smith, and it sets up a 3rd down and 11 for St. John. 7-0 our score. 4:50 left to play. First quarter. Battle at the beach. This man split to the near side. Marcello. Pro set look in the backfield with a shotgun. Foley looks over the Hammonton defense. Takes the snap, fake, and it is again Gillen. Gillen had him first, and Devon Coulter finished him off. It looked like maybe miscommunication there.
Yeah, a little bit of a stunt, too. They were lined up in the A gap for the Blue Devils defense, and certainly quarterback and center not on the same page on that one.
Sets up a 4th down, and they are going to attempt the field goal here.
That's interesting with this wind. You can't appreciate it if you're not here.
Wind is kind of blowing in our face, so kind of from the
left
home
to right
sideline over to the visiting sideline. Snap, kick, and it's blocked. And the ball is picked up by Hammonton, and then comes out of the crowd with it with one man to beat was Ethan Peterson.
Ethan Peterson couldn't believe what his eyes were seeing. So the ball gets blocked, and then he ends up picking it up. And for a second, they thought it was like a dead ball, as if it was an extra point attempt. Realized, hey, there's plenty of real estate here. I'm going to run.
So Peterson and the Blue Devils blocked the kick. The field goal was no good from about 46 yards. And Hammonton now is in enemy territory after the blocked kick and then recovery. They've got the ball just outside the 40 at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, well, they're having fun, Mike. And since 1952, the DiDonato Family Fun Center has been the place to take your team for bowling, food, drinks, and now even ice cream. 26 lanes, alley bar and grill, pin deck ice cream, arcade, and more.
Shotgun formation, trips to the far side of the field, one to the near. Back to throw, steps up, got a man, Smith, and it is complete. Smith with the catch, he breaks the tackle, it's a touchdown, Hammonton. 42-yard pass as Craig hits Smith for his 2nd touchdown of the day. Kenny Smith.
Silky smooth. Hammonton fans are going to love to hear this connection time and again. You know that he can do it when he has the run, but can he do it from the pass? Well, proof is in the pudding. Kenny Smith connecting with the big man, and a nice throw there by the quarterback to connect and score, and now they're ahead 13-0.
So a touchdown from Craig to Smith gets Hammonton on the board for the 2nd time, and now Kovacs comes on to try the extra point. 3:41 left to play here in the first. High snap kick is up, and it is good. So Gavin Kovacs puts them up 14-0. Hammonton leads. St. John Vianney here at the Battle at the Beach on BFA Sports.
Take cover. We clear? All right, when we bring us back,
kick as Hammonton leads 14-0. It's a high end over ender. Taken at the 15, dropped, picked right back up at the 20. Out to the 25, spinning, and tackle down there. Nice tackle on the play. So Hammonton, 2 possessions, 2 scores. And St. John Vianney, who had a nice drive going, couldn't convert, had the field goal attempt blocked, and Hammonton picked it up with the scoop, and then one play later into the end zone.
Such a momentum changer, Mike. You know, and we were talking about the wind, and it was a pretty deep kick to begin with, but for Hammonton to be able to take the ball, not only does St. John not get any points, they end up giving up a touchdown. They're in a deep hole early in the first quarter.
First and 10 for St. John, just across the 25-yard line at the 26. 3:28 left to play here in the first. Handoff inside. Quickly gobbled up there. Luca Minardo, the ball carrier. So Minardo doing all the heavy lifting in the backfield. Thomas Foley, the quarterback, breaks the huddle, sending Joe Marcello to the near side. Foley, pistol formation. And somebody moved. Who was it first, though? And it was Vianney. They'll march it back 5 more. Feels like St. John Vianney is very slow and deliberate in their cadence and their counts.
Yeah, and it's kind of our own offense off early on. You know, we talk about this is week 0, so there's obviously things that you always want to kind of think, well, have we gotten to where we should be, need to be just yet this early in the season? I think we're seeing that a little bit from the Lancers.
High snap taken. Minardo, nowhere to go. Right up the middle, and a good Hammonton push up front. In there making the stop is Andrew Weiner.
And this is a big spot here now, 3rd and 9 for St. John's Vianney. Lots of discipline on defense right now by Hammonton. You know, you see them spread out. They are going with a 2-back set. They got 4 defensive backs. So flanking here on the left side is number 12, Jaden Smith.
3rd down and 9 for the Lancers.
Looks like Lancers might be trying to use a little bit of that clock now, Mike, thinking that they're already down 2 scores in the first quarter.
Watch Marcello split to the near side of the field. Slot man, 4 wide receivers in all. Back to throw. Foley pressured, sets up a screen. There's a flag. Minardo with the catch. Out to the 40, 45, out to the 50-yard line. We'll see what the flag is. And Tom Foley thinks it's against Hammonton as he's clapping back there. We'll have to see what it is. Now the Hammonton players are putting thumbs up. They think it's on St. John's, and let's see what the call is.
To me, I thought I saw a block in the back. You saw Hammonton's number 11, Andrew Weiner, just comes flying in, and it looked like he had hit a turbojet, so I can't imagine he moved that fast on his own.
So the penalty is against St. John's. So that will negate what was a first down play and more. They gained about 25 yards on just a nicely set up screen pass.
Yeah, well, I know we're not near Wildwood, but right now St. John's is going to need about a tram car to try to get this first down.
They're down in about 18. Dakari Carter split to the far side. Joe Marcello to the near side. Abdul Toure in the slot to the near side. 5 wide receivers. Empty backfield. Foley throwing. He is hit, and he is down quickly. Just shot out of a cannon is Nick Nacella, and he picks up the sack. Wow.
You want to get fired up for football season here on a Friday? Check this one out. Nacella just absolutely comes in and drops the hammer.
So Nacella has the first sack for the Blue Devils, and I would imagine at the end of the season highlight tape, that will be on the reel as he was untouched. So a first down gets negated by a penalty and then a sack, and now you're punting from your own end zone.
Yeah, this is a tough spot to be in, 4th and forever. And with the wind, again, blowing left to right, the way that he's kicking it, going to be a short field for Hammonton no matter what.
Michael McCormick's punt, short out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it, as that one crossed out of bounds at around the 35-yard line, but it might have gone out a little before that. It looks like they're going to spot it at around, let's see, the official standing on the 40. And it looks like that is where Hammonton will get the ball back inside enemy territory. So they end up punting the ball about 45 yards from the middle of the end zone out. So they'll spot it right on the 40.
Yeah, and this one's going to be the last play of the first quarter.
Seven seconds left to play in this first quarter. Craig hands off to Smith. Smith spinning and taken down quickly from the Lancer defense. And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. Michael McCormick made the tackle to end the first quarter, but it's all Hammonton so far. They lead it 14-0 at the end of one on BFA Sports.
And welcome back. 14-0 as we start the second quarter. Thanks to our friends at D'Amico Travel. The D'Amico Travel team puts all the work into making your next dream vacation a breeze. Travel like Mike Gill. Their championship teams are MVPs in planning Disney, sandals, cruises, and more. Vacation isn't supposed to be a workout, so kick back and call the D'Amico Travel team at 856-767-4399.
Am I getting an endorsement fee for that?
Yeah, sure.
Second down and 9 for Hammonton. They hand it off to Smith. Little move, shakes to the outside, breaks one out to the 35. Boy, he had one man to beat, and a nice tackle there by Victor Montvallo, who stepped in there. That's not an easy tackle in the open field.
No, not when you have the talented running back of the Blue Devils in Kenny Smith, but he did a nice job containing, but it's another short third down for the Blue Devils. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Third down, as Doug mentioned, in 2. Ball just outside the 30 at the 32. Hammonton leads 14-0. A pair of Kenny Smith. One through the air, one on the ground. Smith in the backfield with Craig under center. Pro set look in the backfield. The wing back on the far side of the field is Peterson. Craig under center. Hands it off straight up the middle and out to the 20 and a first down. Big run by Justin Dowdy.
Yeah, we talked about the Thunder and Lightning. So you got the Thunder in terms of Kenny Smith. You follow him up with the Lightning in Dowdy, and same result. Another first down as they move the sticks.
Well, he followed Smith, and that's a tough play to read because you see Smith coming. You figure he's going to get the carry, and he ends up coming at you to block. And Dowdy, with a full head of steam, gets that first down yardage and more. They split a receiver to the far side, Jaden Smith. He has a big catch in this game. To the near side split is Dowdy. Craig in a shotgun with Smith to his left. Sends a man in motion. They hand it. Smith delays, pauses, bounces to the outside, hits the corner, and in for the touchdown. Kenny Smith using patience, and it's a virtue as he hits the corner for the touchdown, his 3rd of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, look at this guy. I mean, he's like a human joystick. I got a fantasy football draft coming up tonight, Mike. Why not be able to pick this kid because he's got those kind of professional moves. very, very slippery and hard to
you see him
take.
bounce it to the outside there. Boy, once he kind of used that patience to get through that first initial line of scrimmage, he busts it to the outside, and he sets up another Hammonton score. They lead at 20-0 as Gavin Kovacs on to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. If one thing we've learned from Gavin Kovacs today is if they need a long field goal this season, he's got plenty of leg to get it there. 21-0, Hammonton leads St. John Vianney. 10:20 left to play in the first half here on BFA Sports.
So 21-0 as 10:20 remaining in the first half. Thanks to our friends at Red Oak Builders. Red Oak Builders is a family-owned construction and development firm headquartered in Philly. From historic restorations to multi-family commercial projects throughout the region, the Red Oak team takes great pride in building award-winning projects in the communities they serve. Thanks to Anthony Giacobbe and the Red Oak Builders, proud sponsors of Blue Devils football.
Blue Devils lead 21-0 with 10:20 left to play in the half. Kovacs kick, high end over end, short, 15, fumbled, picked up, and wrestled to the ground back at around the 15-yard line. First guy in there to get him, Devon Coulter. And boy, not a lot going St. John's way early.
No, that one there just kind of looked it in. Again, a little different for these guys. Sometimes they practice during the day, but high noon sun, he looks up, tries to get the kick, goes right through the wickets. Luckily, able to get a teammate hop back on that. And 1st and 10, the Lancers going to try to answer back, down 3 scores here.
Foley sends Marcello to the far side. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers. Handoff, near side. Gets a few yards on the play. Making the tackle is, it looks like Drew Craig. No, it could be Anthony Mento. Jersey's a little bunched up there. I think that's Mento making the stop, number 6, the safety.
Comes in from the safety position. Again, another good read. The Lancers trying to run a bit of a spread formation. Here's the toughest part about it. That's predicated on being able to pass the football, but having a 3-score advantage, Hammonton's going to pin their ears back and continue to try to blow up this line.
Marcello split far side, 1 receiver to the near side. Foley takes a high snap, it's over his head, and picking it up and diving on the football is Devon Coulter, and Hammonton gets another turnover.
Man, talk about just putting pressure on. It's like a Queen video back in the early 80s, Mike. Hammonton just keeps turning up the dial, put more pressure, and again, jump on the football, turnover automatically, and they are already in the green zone.
Hammonton, second turnover of the game for St. John Vianney. They had a field goal blocked, which was scooped and picked up by Hammonton, and now the snap over the quarterback's head. So 2 costly mishaps for St. John's. Drew Craig in a shotgun, Smith to his right. Hands it off to Smith. Cuts it up, and he is wrestled down to the ground. Finishing it off is Manuel Rodriguez, and we got some whistles in there. What do we got?
Officials are getting together. Looks like maybe at a quick equipment timeout. Helmet popped off there, number 5, Dowdy. So by rule, I think he's going to need to leave the field for a play.
And he is leaving the field. So Dowdy off, and Breon Cobbs enters the game for Hammonton, number 1.
great day to fly a kite here at Ocean City.
Great day to do a lot of things here in Ocean City. Battle at the beach. What a great event. Morning game at 10 o'clock, already in the books with your coffee. You can have a little soda in the afternoon here and enjoy yourself for the night games tonight. Not too much, though.
Not too much.
9:30 start tomorrow with 4 games, and then at 10 o'clock back on Sunday with 4 games. I'm going to be interested to see what the parking's like on a Saturday night. Over 4,000 tickets sold for the night game tomorrow night.
Well, the big E, ESPN, will be in the house broadcasting that one on national TV. That doesn't happen in Ocean City every weekend, but it's going to happen tomorrow night.
Well, it's one of the final summer weekends of the year. You've got a nationally televised 4,000 football game happening right on the beach. It's going to be a packed house in this place tomorrow night. But right now, it's 21-0 Hammonton in front of a good crowd here on BFA Sports. Craig pass. It is batted down, and a flag comes in the back of the end zone. And there looks like they're going to get Gavin Richter, and I don't know, man. He looked like he got there. Looked like he timed that pretty well.
Well, he timed it pretty well. I think what happens here is just the fact that he ended up extending his left arm, put it on the back of the receiver.
Let's see it on the Game Changer replay here. Yeah, I mean, looked like he got his hand in there pretty good. I mean, he might have bumped him up from the back.
Yeah, I think when you have that situation, perhaps the call is you force the receiver a little bit farther down if he can't get his arms there. I don't know. But I agree. Good timing, good coverage, especially at the high school level.
So that sets up a 1st and goal now for Hammonton inside the 5. Craig under center. Smith the deep back. Turns, hands, Smith. And he is stood up, and then he spins out, and then he's wrapped up again. And Jameer James, Nikilo Alcleone, both helping out, making the stop. But Smith didn't want to be denied, and he gets pushed back short of the goal line.
Well, the Lancers defensive line figured out the ball most likely is going to go to number 3, and they were able to get good push up front, and more importantly, stay disciplined, not try to over-pursue. So he had the whole clog to the right, and the left side of the line finished them off on the left.
2nd down for Hammonton in goal. Smith the deep back again, tight formation. They hand to Smith. He bounces to the outside. Now he cuts it back in, and what a play by Joe Marcello. Boy, one-on-one on the edge there, and he just made a great open field tackle. You don't see that too often anymore. Good open field tackle there by Joe Marcello.
Well, the Lancers try to make a goal line stand here.
You know, in the game 1, Mainland got up 13-0. They looked like they were going to run away with the game. And then Washington Township kind of settled in. They made it 13-7. And then they just couldn't get anything going offensively. Hammonton here, though, trying to push in their 4th score of the game. They get a 1st down on the play. They fumbled the football, and what happens to it? It looks like Hammonton falls right on top of it. We'll see. Nope. Did the Lancers have it? Nope. It is a Hammonton football. I thought this official on the near side was pointing this way a little bit.
Well, we should mention they are still having a little bit of a hiccup with the clock, so it's definitely keeping me on my toes because every so often, like 7 seconds evaporates on the clock, and then 10 go back. So I'm not a cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, although you think I am. But
yeah, I don't think the clock's doing anything wrong for me. So it's 2nd down and goal. Hammonton fumbles. They recovered the fumble. Craig in under center. And a timeout taken. So Hammonton wants to talk things over here. They want to make sure they punch in their 4th score of the game. 2nd and goal with 6:37 left to go. It's all Hammonton, 21-0.
Well, timeout on the field, and it might be time for you to give a call to our friend Ricky Morello at Remax of Williamstown. He's ready to dial up the right game plan to sell your home or find the home of your dreams in South Jersey. As a local Hammontonian, he is proud of the Blue Devils and wants to team up with you the next time you're in the real estate market. Contact Ricky through his website at rickymoriello.remax.com.
Good market right now.
Sure enough, especially out here in Ocean City.
21-0 out of the timeout. 2nd down and goal for the Blue Devils. Craig under center. Smith in the backfield on a pro set look. Spins, turns, hands. Smith hit hard and pushed backwards. Donnie Rocco-Sosa is a guy that they like a lot, but he wasn't able to hold him as Smith turns his way in for his 4th touchdown of the day, spinning his way through.
Yeah, they strike up the band yet again. A little bit of a delayed reaction. It didn't seem like the officials were quick to want to throw their hands up.
It was a late signal there, but because he got hit hard by Donnie Rocco-Sosa, and then it looked like the play was kind of ending, and then Smith spun his way towards the goal line, and it's his 4th touchdown. He's got 3 rushing and a catch for Hammonton. Low Smith, Kovac's kick is up, and it's good. 28-0 Hammonton, 6:25 left to play here in the first half at the Battle at the Beach. It's all Blue Devils.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
I be like, shoot.
Big lead, 28-0, thanks to Life Brokerage. Calling the Life Brokerage team is the only call to make when you need to design a play to take care of your family now and in the future. Life insurance, estate planning, wealth building are just a few of the big decisions that the Life Brokerage team can coach you when you're designing a playbook for your family's future. Grab a headset or your cell. Reach out to Anthony Mento and his team at lifebrokeragellc.com.
28-0 Hammonton leads. With 6:25 left to play here on opening weekend. Battle at the Beach. Gavin Kovac's kick. Short taking it around the 12. Sprinting to the outside. Makes a move out to the 30. Gets a block to the 40. And finally, a little something to cheer about. Abdul Turay with a nice return.
Well, Turay, you're looking at a spark of sorts, right? That's exactly what it is that they need. They have a change in possession, and the clock was running there for a while, Mike, so I'm not really sure what was going on there.
Yeah, they are having some issues with the clock, by the way. So last year the clock was not operational, essentially. They had to replace it. The new scoreboard did not get here in time. This is, from what I'm undertold, is a loaner scoreboard just to use for the weekend. The problem is it is a Wi-Fi, and there's so many people here that the Wi-Fi signal is not cooperating quick enough to stop and start when they needed to. So there has been some issues with the scoreboard. Foley back to throw. Some pressure, chased out of the pocket to the far side. He is hit and he is dropped. And now the ball is loose and Hammonton thinks they have it.
Ooh.
And they do.
Wow. Talk about unleashing the lumber right here. I mean, he's just in a spot.
You can check it out on the Game Changer replay.
Just absolutely comes in. Good pursuit on the backside. Doesn't see the corner coming up and just, ooh, baby, absolutely crushes. Good hit there by number 21, Julius Witcher.
So Witcher with the big hit and forces the fumble. And Hammonton with 6:05 has a chance to add some more to the ledger here. You know, this is a good Hammonton football team. It's not a surprise that they're coming out looking like this, but how well-oiled of a machine they've been on both offense and defense. They've been making plays, forcing turnovers, getting havoc in the backfield.
Well, Mike, we were there the other night for the coaches show, and the level of energy and team camaraderie, it's just another level for Hammonton.
Fake to Smith. Craig steps up, avoids the man, then bobbles the full, then picks it back up and throws it a little high for Joey Gillen. But, boy, that almost turned into a little highlight reel.
Yeah, no, just keep your composure. What I love to see, he squares up the shoulders, keeps his head up the field, and he's almost directing traffic. He was waiting for separation, floated the ball, just got a little bit too much on it, But, again, the time that he has, Mike, I mean, this line of Hammonton, they've dominated on the ground, and now when they want to go to the air, nobody is getting near Craig.
Second down. Hammonton breaks the huddle, sending 2 receivers to the near side of the field. Dowdy and Peterson in the slot. Dowdy to the near side, Peterson in your slot. Smith, offset eye in the backfield with a shotgun. Smith comes in motion, veers to the sideline. Craig looking, firing low and incomplete. Had a man, Dowdy, wide open, just sitting in a little pocket right there.
Yeah, he just found a nice spot in this zone. They're not trying to play man, and they really can't because you have to respect the speed that you have, both not only in the backfield, but as far as the receiving core goes for the Blue Devils. Nonetheless, a good opportunity to finally stop the Blue Devils and perhaps get the ball back, try to get on the board prior to halftime.
3rd and 10 on the incompleted pass. Ball short of the 45 at the 46. Dowdy split to the near side. Peterson in the slot. Smith in the backfield. Craig. They send Smith out into the flat again. This time they set up a screen. Complete. And take it down immediately. Nice play. Deion Jackson makes the stop.
Oh, they're going to force a 4th down here. And really good job. I mean, this is one of the first times that we've seen the Lancers being able to contain them. But at 4th and 9, it looks like they're sending in special teams unit. So they're going to try to punt the ball away, play some defense.
Yeah, Drew Craig is also the punter, it appears. So he is in the game, but he is back in a punter location. Dave Campagna is back to return the punt for the Lancers.
And with the way the Hammonton's dominated both sides of the ball thus far, I think this is a really good move by Coach Rasso, trying to pin them back deep. And looks like this is the first time they had a punt all game, and they don't have the entire punt unit alert and ready to go.
So a timeout for Hammonton to fix that mess on the punt unit there. They lead at 28-0 with just under 5 minutes left to play here in the half.
Well, good time for us to thank some more of our Hammonton friends. How about Vertical Raise? Elevate your program's fundraising this season with Vertical Raise. Vertical Raise is the premier online fundraising platform for organizations of all sizes. Raise money more in less time with a local fundraising coach who works with you every step of the way to customize the ideal fundraiser for your program. Score for your team now by visiting verticalraise.com.
So Hammonton will punt, leading 28-0. Millville and Toms River North up next. Might be one of the best games of the weekend.
Well, it's definitely, as advertised, Thunderbolts, defending state champions.
High snap. Craig gets blocked. Blocked and picked up at the 40. The Lancers get something to go their way.
Well, they needed a momentum change, and what better way to do it?
Check it out on the Game Changer replay. You just see the pressure come right up the middle here, right up the front, and just a host of Lancers in there to block that punt, and they recovered at the 40, which puts them in a position here to get some points before the half. Ball at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for St. John Vianney. Man, that first drive of the game, they were moving, they had a couple of nice plays, and they just haven't been able to get anything going since.
Now, I think some of the youthfulness we talked about, right, some of the inexperience, that's going to take time for them to click, maybe the first few weeks of the season. But right now, late in the first half, showing signs of a spark. Can they convert?
Foley. High snap. Play action. It looks like some miscommunication again in the backfield, and Foley is dropped and taken down. A couple of Blue Devils in there. Josiah Miller, one of them, they get credited for a sack.
Yeah, you see just they engulf the offensive front. More importantly, just keeping contained, staying in their lanes, trying not to get into it. And do I see some laundry, Mike? I do. They're going to walk them back here. So not only did they get to the quarterback, they're going to tack on another 10.
And that looked like another play where Foley looked to do a play action and there was nobody there for him, and then that kind of got the play kind of discombobulated. The timing was all off. You just see the way St. John's is kind of coming out of the huddle. They almost feel like an insurmountable task for them is ahead.
Yeah, they're playing with a lot of extra pressure that they don't really need against such a good Hammonton squad.
Straight up the middle for Minardo. Not a lot of room to run as he crosses the 50 back into enemy territory, but they still have a long way to go here.
Yeah, and they like to run the spread offense. They like to be able to throw the ball down the field. So Hammonton, even though they're up big, they haven't been giving up much. And so, they're going to play probably a little bit of a looser secondary. That's going to try to eliminate the pass. So you need to take away the run lanes. And I think right now the message is you just try to get one touchdown, get one score before we go into the half.
Their first drive of the game, they had a field goal attempt blocked, and that's basically all the offense that St. John Vianney has had. Second down and about 18. 3:58 and counting here in the first half. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Handoff, Minardo, and he doesn't have a lot of room to get either out to around the 45, but they are going to be way short on third down now.
Yeah, again, now you put yourself in a position. It's 3rd and long. I mean, that's every bit of, I'm going to go 18 or 19 yards. And you go to your play sheet, not at the high school level. You're not going to find, not even at the pro level, you're going to find many plays that you could design at 3rd and 19. But you got to assume right now they're going to try to spread them out. Maybe come out in a double slot formation and try to hit something underneath in the middle of the field. Perhaps cut this 3rd and 18 into about 4th and 8, 4th and 9.
Third down and about 15 here. Ball is just across the 50 at the 47-yard line. Under 3 minutes to play. Trips to the near side. Foley in a shotgun. And it's another whistle.
Perhaps a timeout.
Looks like it was a delay of the game. And that is another unforced error there, just not knowing the clock. You'll have to look, obviously, the quarterback would have to be looking at the back judge there. He would give you that count. You see the coaches on the Lancer sideline, they're all kind of showing him, hey, look for the arm there.
Yeah. Again, you have younger players right now that are getting an opportunity to step up. There's a lot going on. And listen, for week 0, there's no bigger stage right now in South Jersey or really in the tri-state area of where you would want to open up the season. So I'm sure they're feeling it a little bit. But, again, experience is going to pay dividends as they move on. But they are coming out. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right.
Shotgun formation for the Lancers. Foley, complete. And not a lot of place to go there for Dakari Carter as he was converged on quickly. He gave a tackle there to Caden Gamble. But 3 Hammonton Blue Devils basically let him catch that ball and then quickly converged to make the stop, and it's going to set up a 4th down and long.
Yeah, it's 4th and long. Gamble, good credit, sniffed out the wide receiver bubble screen right there, and that's what they're trying to do. Try to get your talented receiver out in the open, maybe make a miss, and try to cut that in half. But here we go. They're back deep in punt formation, and Hammonton going to get the ball back with about 2 minutes. And lo and behold, it's going to be Kenny Smith back there, perhaps in the open field. I would not kick to this guy.
Michael McCormick is the punter. Smith with his feet right around the 20. Snap. Kick is off, and it is out of bounds, and that is going to be a short net.
Yeah, very short. Looked like he's trying to take advantage perhaps of the wind to push that thing out of bounds, but a little bit, needless to say, earlier than he wanted it to go. But nonetheless, it wasn't to Smith, and I guess that's a win.
They gain about, looks like 20 yards from 40 to 40 on that play.
Oh, Mike, we got more football coming up tonight. Atlantic City at Williamstown. So they're at the Chop House, open things up. Chris Losey and Ryan Rothstein will be on the call for that one. And, of course, one of our good buddies, Ed Harrington, the team at Pizza Hut, proud sponsor of South Jersey football here on BFA Sports. You can score big deals on stuffed crust pizzas, tasty wings, breadsticks, and more with fast delivery all through the Pizza Hut app at pizzahut.com. That game at 7 o'clock.
That AC team, that DeGraffenreich, man, he's going to be a kid to watch this year at wide receiver. If you're watching that game tonight, check out DeGraffenreich, the wide receiver. He's getting a lot of major D1 offers. Here comes Smith running to the near side and picks himself up near first down yardage across the 50-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go. He had just an unbelievable coming out party on Thanksgiving Day last year, and then the offers started kind of rolling in for him, but he had a great year last year. That Atlantic City program seemingly starting to move back in the right direction.
Well, ESPN going to be here tomorrow night in Ocean City, but that young man made the Sports Center top 10 plays right on BFA on Thanksgiving. We were there for the call of that one, and an electric young man, to say the least. Must see. Check him out tonight.
Back to throw. Got a man, and it is too far as it's over Justin Dowdy's head. Drew Craig, a little one-on-one coverage. They were trying to go at Victor Montvallo.
Yeah, he had good separation there, but again, better to be a little bit long than short, but good coverage as he runs down the field there for St. John's Vianney.
Sets up a 2nd down and 10, so Hammonton taking a shot, trying to get some more points on the board here at the end of this first half. 1:16 left to play in the half here on BFA Sports. We've got you for this Hammonton season, and they are coming out in style so far. 28-0 over St. John Vianney. Looking over a 4-2-5 defense. Smith hit, spun, and taken to the ground. There's Michael McCormick making the stop.
Nice job there by McCormack. Also the punter and kicker. So he's a busy man most days here for the Lancers. And, you know, good read, nice wrap, and a good drop.
Yeah, Miles Bird Rice in there as well. Give the old Big Uglies a little bit of a mention because he got a little bit of a wrap in on that one. I mean, it's been a tough day for this Lancer defense with Smith so far. He's got him in a variety of ways. Craig in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Back to throw. Steps up. Flushed out of the packet, chased from the backside. He gets it off, but short. As the intended receiver, Justin Dowdy, was open in the flat, but he was getting chased from the backside by Deion Jackson.
Yeah, and I like the awareness that Craig has, right? He rolls out towards his left, knows that he's being chased. Again, eyes up the field, try to find a positive play. Doesn't have one, and smart with the football.
So 4th down again for Hammonton. It looks like they are going to punt with 33 seconds left. And back deep this time to receive the punt is Dante Campagna.
And listen, this is a positive note perhaps for St. John's. Back-to-back possessions forcing Hammonton to punt the football. But a tall deficit, 28 points.
Drew Craig does the punting for Hammonton. He's standing at his 35-yard line. Snap, he drops it, then picks it up and just quickly gets one off, a wobbler, bounces at the 25 and then goes out of bounds. So the Lancers will have 26 seconds left to try to get something on the board here, unless they just kind of knee this thing out and go talk things over. Full day of football here in Ocean City today, tomorrow, and Sunday. We've already got one game in the books, and for local football fans, Mainland looks like a team to be reckoning with. They win 26-7. They had a great day. Got out to an early 13-0 lead and then kind of never looked back as Washington Township got back in that game. It was 13-7 at halftime, and then Mainland kind of pulled away in the second half. Another local team doing business right now, of course, is Hammonton, and they're up 28-0 with 26 seconds left in the half.
Well, we're going to be proud to cover every Hammonton football game, home and away, on BFA as the Lancers, they call a timeout. So we're pretty excited about all that. And want to take a moment, speaking of fun weekends, lots to do. Well, for Hammonton fans, since 1952, the DiDonato Family Fun Center has been the place to take your team for bowling, food, drinks, and now even ice cream. 26 lanes, the Alley Bar and Grill, Pin Deck, arcade games, and more. The DiDonato Family Fun Center is on the White Horse Pike in Hammonton and online at DiDonatoFunCenter.com.
Good timeout taken here by St. John. It looks like, they want to make sure that nothing, they don't want to fumble, they don't want an interception, they don't want to turn the ball over here late in this first half. They obviously, it's not been the best first half for them, but they don't want anything else wrong to kind of go their way. go against them.
No, right now the last thing you want is for some play to go awry, and then you look back up at the big board and you're down 5 scores. But again, St. John's has stepped it up here in the last part of the second quarter, and they're hoping to continue to do more now.
Foley in a shotgun. And he's just going to hand it off. Bernardo, flags fly.
Oh, and it can be late laundry. Got to be more disciplined there. If you're Ethan Peterson, you know, your team's up big. You've had this team up against the ropes, and you don't really want to add to it with any of the extracurricular activities before school even starts.
Yeah, how about that? Week 0, but these teams will play again next Friday night before they go to school. So 2 games are off the schedule before you even get to mingle with friends.
Well, you know, it's a good way to market yourself. I mean, especially, you know, how the high school social scene can be. If, you know, you come up big time on some of these Friday nights, and actually next weekend's a Thursday night game. You know.
Hammonton at Cherokee next week. St. John Vianney will play Marlboro on September the 2nd. Hammonton lost, of course, to Millville in the South Jersey Group 4 final last year. They are the defending Memorial Division champions. They also lost to Mainland and Delsey, their 3 losses last season. So Hammonton coming off a 9-3 campaign in 2022.
In a few weeks, it will be the Mustangs coming to Hammonton, take on the Blue Devils in a Cape Atlantic League clash. We'll have that one, of course, here on BFA Sports as well. And Mike, you being a Mainland alum, I guess you're going to have that one circled on the calendar.
I just might. Try to remember. I don't remember playing Hammonton. They were in the Cape Atlantic League at the time. I know they took a little hiatus, went to the West Jersey, then came back, and then everybody went to the.
Yeah. They back in the Peatland Seta days, and it looks like they're gonna.
That's the way the first half is going to end. Yes. A little bit of a confusion there, and I'll keep in mind the clock is now rolling. Okay, because the clock has been having some issues throughout the day, but the first half comes to a close with Hammonton leading St. John Vianney 28-0. It's halftime here on BFA Sports. We'll take a timeout and come back with the second half next here on BFA.
Pizza Hut's stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
Halftime here at Ocean City, Battle of the Beach. Doug Stasuk, Mike Gill, BFA Sports, and of course 97.3 ESPN. Got ourselves a good one. Want to take a quick second to thank our friends at Ray Chiropractic. Since 1986, Dr. Stephen Ray and his Ray Chiropractic staff have been helping players, families, and fans stay healthy and in the game. Their tradition of personalized service continues in their original Sicklerville office, conveniently located to serve all of South Jersey. From traditional spinal manipulation to cutting-edge laser therapy, Ray Chiropractic has a winning game plan to keep you feeling like an MVP. Don't wait, they'll get you straight at 856-629-1199. And as we get things started, also want to thank our friends at Ricky Moriello of RE/MAX. Community Real Estate is ready to dial up the right game plan to sell your home or find the home of your dreams in South Jersey. As a local Hammontonian, he is proud of the Blue Devils and wants to team up with you the next time you're in the real estate market. Contact Ricky through his website at rickymoriello.remax.com.
About to start the second half, all Hammonton so far, 28-0 they lead, and they will kick off to start the second half. Kevin Kovacs will kick as he approaches the football, swings his right leg through the ball. It is a high end-over-end short kick, taken and fumbled forward, and then picked up on the run and then leveled.
Well, you can tell Hammonton is just starting right where they ended off the first half of play, and that is just absolutely hammering.
Luke Jafar Bodner was the recipient, I believe, of a master tackle right there. I mean, it was just a clean hit. The ball got fumbled, and it went forward. First possession of the second half for St. John Vianney. Shotgun for Foley. Fires complete. Out to the 35 and near first down yardage. Bodner.
We'll try to go back to their bread and butter. Spread them out. Try to establish some passing lanes. And absolutely try to keep things going here. Again, they had good momentum, Mike. I mean, the end of the first half, although Hammonton came out, dropped 28 on the board relatively early, St. John's and the Lancers made them punt twice.
That was first down yardage. Trips to the near side. Foley in a shotgun. Takes a snap. Hands it off up the middle. Luca Minardo. Not a lot of running room there. Second down. Gain of about 1 on the play. Early stages, third quarter. Hammonton has been thoroughly in control in this game.
Yeah, and this is where it's an important drive for the Lancers. You know, not to try to predict the future just a bit, but at 35 points of a lead, the clock then continues to run, and there's not much that you can do about it. Looks like
Lucas Minardo was struggled a little bit, and the official just kind of whistled and told him to stay down, and now he went down to a knee, and the training staff is out to check out the running back after that carry he had there.
Well, as aggressive as the Blue Devils have been on defense, you can appreciate that perhaps the referee is very aware that a lot of these running backs have been getting tackled by multiple players almost every single play. So you don't want to run the risk, always want to err on the side of caution, and thankfully he's able to get up under his own power and make his way towards the sideline, but he is moving a bit slow, Mike.
Yeah, and we did see in the first game today, and I don't know that this is a similar situation. We did see a couple kids cramping, leaving the game with that situation. It is not an overly hot day today, but it is a little muggy out. It rained earlier. Of course, a turf field here, so the field's in fine condition, but there was heavy rains here.
Yeah, as a coach yourself, especially in the summer, you always try to stress the fact that you got to hydrate prior to, not after the fact. And who knows? I mean, they're just coming out of halftime, so you would assume that they had an opportunity to get gassed up.
Second down, handoff right up the middle. Shot out of a cannon, gets the first down. Ed Moore breaks the tackle out to the 40, 45, 30, and over to the 30-yard line. Big run on the play by Abdul Toure.
Well, St. John's now going a little bit of a huddle up here, trying to perhaps impose their will, catch Hammonton off guard. Momentum has swung their way.
So you see a big run here. Check it out on the Game Changer replay. Just, man, center guard gap, bust the tackle there, and then just took off. Big gainer there for Abdul Toure, who's had a couple of big runs here in this game. A couple times he's touched the ball. He's made some things happen. 1st and 10. Ball at the 30.
Perhaps Hammonton coming out with a false sense of security from the first half, and the Lancers trying to take advantage.
Toure hit from the backside and slammed to the ground backwards. And a big play right in the center line of scrimmage. Joey Gillen has had a heck of a day on defense.
Yeah, Joey Gillen has really had his number called quite a few times, and it's no different here. Middle linebacker crew for the Blue Devils. They're sitting back in a bit of a 3-5 set right now, so a bit of a hybrid defense, but they are executing to the max right now.
9:12 left to play. St. John Vianney, 2nd down and 9. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Single setback. Foley back to throw. Into the flat, complete, and getting out of bounds. Abdul Toure with the catch. And it brings up a 3rd down and short, about 3rd and 3 for St. John Vianney. Daniel Breen enters the game. Here comes Toure off the field. So there's a big run and a catch on this drive. They take him off the field. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Handoff up the middle and bounce it to the outside. We'll see where they spot it. And it looks like he's got a 1st down.
Oh. Now 2 first downs in this drive to start out the second half for St. John's Vianney. Certainly the way that they wanted to send a message that they were going to claw their way right back into this football game.
Menardo bounces to the outside, gets the 1st down. So Menardo back into the game after leaving with that injury. Now he's off on the sideline. Foley in a pistol. Toure behind him. They hand it to Toure. Stutter steps. Ripped down and thrown by Gillen. Joey Gillen, another tackle in the backfield.
Joey Gillen's going to go back and look at this game film, and not only is he going to be pumped up, you see it here on the Game Changer instant replay. Just great stunt here. Turns, burns, inside, and able to take him down.
2nd down in about 13 after the loss on the play. Joey Gillen, as we mentioned, making plays all over for the senior line defensive end. 6'2", 215. A handful to block. Toure in the backfield. Foley in the shotgun. Trips to the near side. Back to throw. 1-on-1 in the flat, and it is incomplete, but a flag on the play. He may have held him, in the seam there. He was intended for Joey Marcello.
Marcello had his fingers on it, and somehow he's able to thread the needle. This is just a great throw right here. Drops it right in the proverbial bucket, And you just see it here on the Game Changer Instant Replay, Mike. Oh, just through those hands.
Yeah, he just got a little too much air under it. It wasn't perfectly placed, but just a little too far for Marcelo. But the penalty is going to be, it looks like, the Hammonton defensive back. Maybe got a hold in there. So it's an automatic.
Well, not. They're winding the clock, making it 2nd and 4.
No automatic first down at this level.
Not exactly.
High snap. They hand it off. Marcelo. Excuse me, to Minardo. Right up the middle. 1st and goal on the run. So the short run gets enough for the first down, and now St. John, Vianney, getting a little extra size on the line. Francisco Rodriguez, you see big 79 running in. Also getting a little extra beef in the backfield there as Daniel Breen is into the game.
Bit of deja vu. You think about the first possession of the ball game that St. John's had. They marched down the field. Hammonton, bend but don't break, forces the field goal. They blocked the attempt, and it's been 28-0 ever since. So now the Lancers trying to.
High snap. And that high snap, it gets him slammed. Boy, a lot of these snaps, and by the way, Joey Gillen in there again, but he was just one of many. It seems like the center quarterback snap, the snap has been high a lot of the day, and you have seen Foley having to go up and go get snaps a lot, and that's taking the timing off of the running plays.
Yeah, I mean, right there you saw Ryland Smith. He was lined up over the center in the A-gap. You got to think that his presence alone was something that had kind of shaken him up, but they're able to get good push right up the middle, and nonetheless, another big stop for Hammonton in a big spot.
Joey Gillen leading that Hammonton defense. Pitching a shutout so far, but the Lancers are knocking on the door. 6:27 left to play in the 3rd. 1st and goal. 2nd and goal. Ball just outside the 5. Foley. And Toure is hit. He goes backwards, and then he tries to spin his way out. And then Hammonton jumps in there and cleans it up. Joey Gillen is one of the many, along with Anthony Mento.
Yeah, Anthony Mento done a great job on the backside pursuit all day long. And again, this is a guy walking up from the safety position. So, you know, the guys that are up front in the middle, I mentioned Ryland Smith earlier, but Cameron Brodnax, who's right next to him, they're creating these gaps that are freeing up the linebackers and the safeties. And, man, it's going to be a tough night's sleep for some of these Lancers offensive linemen because they're just going to see these blue jerseys coming at them in their dreams.
3rd down and goal. Loss on the play. Ball around the 7. Shotgun formation, trips to the near side. High snap, throws it in the corner of the end zone, and it is broken up and intercepted! Intercepted on the far sideline. Looks like Mento got it.
Woo, Mento getting the work. Great read, break up by Jaden Smith. And then Mento, the man in the right place at the right time. You'll see it here on the Game Changer Instant Replay.
Yeah, he just tries to timing pattern to the back of the end zone, but really good coverage. And it's batted up. Mento's there. And Hammonton bends but doesn't break in the end zone.
Mentos, the fresh maker, Mike.
I remember those commercials. I've never seen a Hammonton team without a Mento.
No.
There's just a streamline of them coming through here.
A lot of them.
Mento makes the play, and Hammonton has the ball. 1st and 10. Just over the 10-yard line. Hand it off for Smith. Smith spins, falls out towards the 15, out to the 16-yard line. And a good pickup for Kenny Smith, who's had a big opening day here.
Well, Kenny Smith hasn't been alone, and I think some of the teams that have probably tried to do their advanced scouting at Hammonton were so dialed in on Smith, you know, they weren't really thinking about the quality of play they have in the quarterback position in Craig. They probably didn't account for Justin Dowdy. These guys are really playing like a well-oiled machine, and it all starts with the big boys up front. You know, I mentioned a couple of those guys defensively. They also play on the offensive line, and they're paving a way that Asphalt Paving Systems would be proud of.
Second down and short. Back to throw into the flat, complete. Spins back up the field, gets a first down. Justin Dowdy, but not a lot of running room. Dirk Hohenkirk, one of the guys in there to make the stop for St. John's. Vianney, who trails 28-0 Hammonton, 4:20 left to play here in this third quarter. Hammonton in the first half, and then St. John's went down the field, had a drive, and Hammonton got the interception in the end zone to keep the game at 4 scores.
Well, for local Eagles fans, and we know obviously, you know, Johnny Rodeo, a big Eagles fan, a Hammontonian in his own right, and it reminds you of the old Jim Johnson days, the bend but don't break type of defense, and that's what Hammonton's really done in the first, you know, 2.5 quarters of this game.
And a big run. I think that's Isaiah Moore's first touch of the day.
Well, good things happen when you have depth on this team. They're giving them a lot of looks. You know, Hammonton known to run, obviously, the old school Tubby Raymond wing tee. We've seen variations of it. They've, you know, sprinkled in a little bit of the spread. They've spread it out and created lanes. But more importantly, not only does the movement impact a lot of your reads as the backers, but again, when you're scouting, you're told, oh, watch this guy when he goes in motion. You look up, none of those guys are on the field because there's just another wave of Blue Devils coming at you.
1st and 10. Ball right across the 35 for Hammonton. Moving left to right. Back to throw. Craig. It's complete at the 40 and then taking down immediately on that far side of the field. A little pitch and catch there. Like Peterson made the catch. Peterson or Jaden Smith on the far side of the field. Tough to see from this vantage point, but a short gain on the play of about 4 makes it second down, gain of 6, second down and 4.
Yeah, so St. John Vianney started out a 4-2 defense, and now they've been walking up the one safety. So it feels more like a 4-3, and now as I say that, they go back into that 4-2 set.
Craig hands off to Smith. Smith stutter steps, breaks the line of scrimmage at the 50, 40, and Smith is gone.
Well, Smith, reservations for 6. He scores it. He's joined by his entire offensive line. It's pretty much headed down there. And there's
a late flag, it looks like, for some celebration possibly, but Kenny Smith with a 70-yard touchdown run. You watch it here on the Game Changer replay, and really, Doug, he was just kind of untouched. He just stutter-stepped his way, broke one tackle, an arm tackle, and took off from the 50, and nobody could catch him. A 70-yard touchdown run for Kenny Smith.
Yeah, well, you just talked about Isaiah Moore getting a carry. When that happens, you're giving Kenny Smith a blow. He comes in, he's got super fresh legs, but again, just physically in just phenomenal shape. And if you're the linebackers, you've been moving backwards for most of the game, and you're just opening up lanes. (34-0) as they go to try to convert the point after touchdown.
Kovacs' kick is up. It's low, but it's good. And Gavin Kovacs gives Hammonton a 35-0 lead, and obviously that number is substantial at this level.
Pizza Hut's stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, only from Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Newest thing from Pizza Hut isn't pizza at all. It's cheesy, so crispy, loaded with toppings, and just $6.99. Enough for 2, price for 1. New Pizza Hut melts, just $6.99.
Hammonton Blue Devils, well, they continue to elevate the scoreboard, and if you want to elevate your program's fundraising this season, do it with Vertical Raise. Vertical Raise is the premier online fundraising platform for organizations of all sizes. Raise more money in less time with a local fundraising coach who works with you every step of the way to customize the ideal fundraiser for your program. Score for your team now by visiting verticalraise.com. Hey, Mike Gill, maybe you could use them for the Atlantic Shore baseball team. You guys are always headed to the World Series, it seems like every year.
Not always, but yes, we could always use some fundraising help. There's always more that people could do in the community. By the way, the touchdown run from Kenny Smith, he had a 6-yarder back in the first. He had a 42-yard touchdown catch from Drew Craig. He also had a 21-yard touchdown run. He had another touchdown run, and that 51-yarder is his 5th touchdown of the day. Kenny Smith having a big day here at the Battle at the Beach. Kickoff down to the 50, flags are flying. Tackle on the play made by Justin Chalet.
A good wrap up there by number 52, Garvin Breaches, as well. And some laundry on the field. I mean, St. John's wears that yellow, but I don't think they dropped anything on the field. It seems like the officials did.
And the fans not happy about it. Believe that?
Not exactly.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Vianney, but they'll be moving back again, and they are starting way back at the 33-yard line with the penalty. So, Doug, with the score 35-0, obviously that's a substantial number at the high school level. But that means the clock will run now unless Vianney scores.
Yeah, the clock will continue to go. Hard enough playing against this 11-man defensive unit of Hammonton, and now you have to add the 12th man being the clock.
Offsides. It's hard to miss Donald Church, 5'10", 240.
Yeah, and it appears, obviously, Hammonton's coaching staff, led by Jim Morasso, taking advantage of this situation, trying to get in some of these other guys. So they may be not used to that cadence that you've been talking about that St. John's been trying to deploy.
Foley in a shotgun. Hands it off, and not a lot of running room there. That looked like Luke Jafar Bodner on the carry. Nope, actually, 20, Luca Minardo. And Minardo limping off the field slowly. Abdul Turay back in the game for Minardo. Minardo left on the last offensive possession and kind of limping around there.
They hopefully will get one playoff, but it looks like clock's showing about 5 seconds.
Not a lot of urgency for the Lancers, and that'll do it for the third quarter. It's all Hammonton, 35-0. They lead at the Battle at the Beach over St. John Vianney. We're going to the fourth here on BFA Sports.
Well, the Hammonton Blue Devils look to have paved their way perhaps to a first week win as the clock continues to roll as you start quarter number 4. And our friends at Asphalt Paving Systems, well, they always put you on the road to victory and make sure it's a smooth one thanks to Bob Capaferi and family. From highways to driveways, that long-lasting, shiny seal technology from Asphalt Paving Systems all started in Hammonton. Be sure to check out their latest projects at asphaltpavingsystems.com.
Start of the fourth quarter, St. John Vianney with the football. They trail 35-0 here. Foley's going to throw, completes it out to Marcelo. One-on-one, makes a move out to the 45, to the 50, out of bounds. But really the first play that he's gotten involved, and he's a 3-year starter, one of their top offensive weapons and returners. Remember, they were only returning 5 starters on offense and defense. They lost 15 graduates.
Yeah, the experience is something that's really shown up well beyond the scoreboard or the stat sheet. I mean, Hammonton, you can just tell this is a well-oiled machine, a unit that's very used to playing with one another. And it's not just at the high school seat, but you talk about the importance, Mike, of being involved in one of the youth programs. The Hammonton Hawks, of course, have quite a good program there, and you can certainly see the benefits of that now with many of these guys in their juniors and senior years.
And over there on the far side of the field, you saw Jameer James. Looks like he didn't have the snap count.
Now, again, talking about building a great team, Mike, well, Red Oak Builders is a family-owned construction and development firm headquartered in Philly. From historic restorations to multi-family commercial projects throughout the region, the Red Oak team takes great pride in building award-winning projects in the communities they serve. Special thanks to Anthony Giacobbe and the Red Oak Builders, proud sponsors of Blue Devils football.
Could have built us a press box over here.
You know what? Let's on a phone. That's not a bad move. Sure, he's got some hardcore scissor lifts, too, he could have used.
1st and 15 after the penalty. Back to throw. Foley's complete. Breaks a tackle at the 45. Crosses out towards the 40-yard line. Drops short of that. Tackle made by Josiah Miller.
Want to thank everybody for tuning in today, especially the Blue and White Club of the Hammonton Blue Devils having us here at BFA Sports, and so many of the businesses that we've mentioned today that have helped us bring this to you. Looking forward to bringing you all of the action all season long. And speaking of people watching, Mustangs baseball head coach, mainly at Mustangs, it is Billy Kern in the house, wanted to let me know the Coaches versus Cancer Classic first meeting is coming up September 14th, Mike.
I like it. I like it. Here's Teray. We got to get press box over there.
All right, they're working.
Get those games in April. It's a little chilly out there, Coach.
Yeah, it was the one year, well, not thanks to COVID. I guess you don't really want to give COVID any credit for anything, but the Coaches versus Cancer Classic ended up being the opening weekend of the season, even though it was the last weekend in April. Man, that was phenomenal. Just very much like the Battle of the Beach. Open up the season here, big-time teams, big-time fans and programs, and, of course, the Coaches versus Cancer for a great cause.
3rd down. Gives it to Ray. He fumbled the football. The ball's on the ground, and it looks like Hammonton has it. Mento is in there, pokes it out, and it looked like Josiah Miller, one of those guys from the secondary, jumping in to clean up the mess here.
Well, speaking of the mess, I mean, Mentos just creating one. You know what happens when you take a bottle of Coke and you drop some Mentos in there? It just absolutely explodes all over the place. That's what this kid's been doing all day long, just been all over the field, making big plays. Clock, of course, continues to melt.
So a nice play by the Hammonton defense. Another turnover. They got that interception in the end zone. They had the blocked field goal recovered, and now they forced another fumble. New quarterback into the game for the Blue Devils. It's Breon Cobbs. Breon Cobbs, a sophomore. So it looks like the Hammonton starters have called it a day. It's a quiet, early start here in Ocean City with rain that has led to a afternoon on a Friday here with 2 more games to follow. Cobbs takes it himself to the near side, cuts up the field, and tackled in the open field by Dirk Hohenkirk.
Again, this is just one of those things, too. You're getting more experience for the Blue Devils. And that always pays dividends. You know, there's one thing to be saying, hey, get some time as you're trying to move your way up through the JV level, but being out with the varsity crew and being out here in this type of setting, that's going to build more confidence for these guys. And more often than not, I mean, let's just be realistic about this. It's such a physical game. Good chance you're going to need some of these guys as the season wanes on. These guys get beat up a little bit.
Cobbs hands off to the right side, spinning off towards midfield, crosses the midfield stripe, and over for first down for Hammonton.
Of course, a little bit of a I don't know if you dare call it a rebuilding year or a reload year here for St. John's Vianney. You talk about them finishing up the season in the playoffs, and that's where you would expect to start, but it's very tough to overcome. Like, you lose 15 starters.
Yeah, Hammonton, by the way, returned 32 letter winners from a 9-3 team that only lost to Mainland, Ocean City, and Millville. Wrapped up in the backfield, spinning and taken to the ground as Cooper Delgazzo got the carry for Hammonton.
The Blue Devils going to have a chance to test their skills, I guess you want to call it, against a Group 5 school in Cherokee already next Thursday. So big schedule for Coach Jim Razzo and the crew. Of course, that game's going to be a 6 p.m. start, with you being usually on the Sports Bash 2 to 6. Well, that usually plays out for you. That's a tough spot to be in. Can you just get in a time machine?
It plays out pretty as you would imagine. Actually, next Thursday I am off.
Uh-oh. Stay tuned.
Takes the snap, bounces to the outside. Does Cobbs. Short gain, third down. 35-0 Hammonton, so the clock will continue to run even though Cobbs was pushed out of bounds. Third down and about 8. Hand it to the sweep, to the near side. First down yardage. Nice run. Finishing off nicely is Josiah Miller.
Well, Josiah Miller, strong finish, right? Got to keep those legs churning, square the shoulders up, try to drive through the defender, and exactly what he does as he is able to pick up another first down.
Good yardage there on a sweep by Josiah Miller, and really getting an opportunity for Hammonton to run this clock out now as they lead 35-0 with 3:40 and counting. Taking their time. Breon Cobbs, 6 foot, 170-pound sophomore. He's the backup quarterback. Drew Craig is a junior. He was the starting quarterback in the game today. They've got a couple guys on this roster listed as quarterbacks. Cobbs takes the snap. Bouncing to the outside is Frederick Weiss. Excuse me.
Another last name with some South Jersey football history in it. Of course, remember Coach Weiss from Atlantic City, the Vikings.
Saw Bobby Weiss this morning. Hey. He was manning the front door when I got here.
Hey, there you go.
He was my driving instructor.
Well, he can't do a great job with everybody, Mike. Of course,
yeah, man. Do they still do that? I mean, they have a guy that's driving the car with you.
That's a big thing, man. That's a big thing. Yeah.
I figure nowadays they just say, take the car and go.
Nah.
Half these cars drive for you.
Oh, you save on insurance if the student takes a behind-the-wheel course.
Weiss again. Spins, take it to the ground. Yeah, I mean, I'm at the point where my car, I don't even have my hands on the wheel anymore. The thing drives all over for me.
Well, you can thank your buddy Jim G and the crew at RK Kia putting you behind the wheel.
He didn't tell me he was going to drive for me.
Well,
they should have been paying me for that.
Well,
I miss driving my own car.
It's an
we're
expensive
going to give
Uber.
we're going to sell you a car, and the car's going to drive for you, so you don't even get to drive it. Wait, I got to pay to not drive my car?
Well, Coach Weiss's beloved Vikings will be on the road tonight in Williamstown, right here on BFA Sports. Chris Losey, Ryan Rothstein will have the call 7 p.m. from the Chop House.
And a handoff up the middle, spinning. It was a third down, and they get the first down on the play. Yeah, looking forward to seeing that game. Obviously, as we mentioned, Williamstown always one of the tougher teams up in that West Jersey Football League, and Atlantic City, I think, is going to surprise people this year.
They got some talent, that's for sure. If you paid attention to them down the stretch last year, lots of excitement, good coaching staff.
Yeah, that's the big thing for them is after the COVID years for them, I think they had a lot of problem getting those kids kind of cultivated and together. Yeah. Just to get them to the gym in the offseason was tough with the COVID situation. But now a couple of years post-COVID, I think they've kind of got their program moving in the right direction. And you got the Grafenright, obviously, but they've got a lot of other talent returning to that team. And a lot of times the problem is, finding a group of seniors or a class to stay together.
Yeah.
35 seconds, by the way. Hammonton just kneeling it out. And we will kneel it out with them, as the clock will hit 0 here momentarily, as Hammonton walks off this field an impressive 35-0 winner over St. John Vianney on the opening weekend at the Battle at the Beach.
Yep, good way to get the season started for Hammonton football fans. St. John's Vianney got some work to do, get back to the drawing board, and for most of these teams, right back in it. So our next Hammonton broadcast will be Thursday night. We will have them versus Cherokee as they open up in Hammonton, 6 p.m. right here on BFA Sports. Special thanks to the Blue Devils sponsors of today's contest, Pizza Hut. Be sure to visit pizzahut.com. The Donato Family Fun Center on the White Horse Pike in Hammonton, the Kappa Ferry family and Asphalt Paving Systems, Red Oak Builders and the Giacobbe family, D'Amico Travel. Check them out at d'amicotravel.com. Ricky Morello and the Remax team at rickymorello.remax.com. Elevate your program's fundraising with Vertical Raise at verticalraise.com. Life Brokerage, Mento and the team. So special thanks to Anthony Mento. Be sure to hit them up. Life insurance, estate planning, wealth building are just a few of the big decisions that the Life Brokerage team can coach you through when designing a playbook for your family's future. And Dr. Ray and Ray Chiropractic. So for the entire BFA Sports crew, today's producer, Mr. Jarek Garcia, director Pat Rush, the legendary Charles Hope, and legend in the making Nick Penza were on cameras today for Mike Gill. I'm Doug Stasuk. We can't wait till next time to see you play ball.